Mets, obviously, this national series is the most important to Carlos Mendoza. This is literally managing for your job. They just played the Colorado Rockies. Right now, their team ERA is about a 4.4, and you got swept by them. I'm going to say it just based off of what I saw against Colorado. I say the Mets don't win a single game against the Nationals. I think the Mets get swept by the Nationals. Carlos Mendoza gets fired right before they get on the plane to go to LA to play the Angels. I say the Mets get one game against LA because new coach motivation. They want to win. But I say the Mets go 1-5 on this week. They lose 2 out of 3 to the Angels, and they get swept by the Nationals. Carlos Mendoza finally gets fired after Thursday's loss. That's my prediction. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the FTB podcast. I am your host, Kristen Gulick, alongside my co-host, Dom Savino, where we will be discussing the week that was. The NFL draft has come and gone, so we now discuss the draft picks for both New York football teams. The Mets continue to look hopeless, while the Yankees continue to win. But more importantly, the Knicks head back to MSG with the series tied 2 apiece. Where is your panic meter, and what needs to be done to move on to the next round? We will be addressing that disconcerting topic in a bit. But first, do me a favor, take a seat.
Let's talk.
Okay, beautiful day out, 67 degrees, nice and sunny, thank God. It's a beautiful day out, but not looking so beautiful in the Mets clubhouse.
When has it ever been
No, I
this year?
know. Bo Bichette looked like he was about to cry in the dugout bleachers. That was something to see.
Hey, Ashley?
He sat there after they got swept by the Rockies. He was just collecting his thoughts, looking real depressed.
I'm sorry because my boy. Well, he's not my boy, but TJ Rumfield, who was supposed to be a Yankee, but we got rid of him. He's on the Rockies, and he's doing a-okay. And
Hey,
he's also on the fantasy team.
he's doing quite all right. Doing quite all right. All right. Well, how was your weekend, Dom?
It was great. My brother from another mother, Anthony, got married. Congratulations, Anthony and Jocelyn. We were in Massachusetts, and it was an absolutely incredible wedding, and it was very good to see Anthony's family, who I haven't seen in a while, and they're like my second family. So it was awesome. I had a great time from Friday to Sunday. It was awesome. So
That's
congratulations
nice.
to them. How about you? How was your weekend?
It's good. Congrats to them. That sounds like you had a whirlwind of a time. Must have been a blast. That's great.
Absolutely.
I did not have a wedding to attend. Um, Weekend was good. I'll be honest, weather wasn't great on Saturday, so didn't really do much there. Sunday didn't really do much on that either, but the weather was better. I watched the Knicks win, thank God, to tie the series 2-2. But yeah, not really much. I had dinner with my family last night. Knicks won Saturday night. Had dinner with my family Sunday night. Homemade lasagna. It wasn't good. It was fantastic. It was quite divine. And so some homemade lasagna and meatballs. You really just can't go wrong with that combination. So that was great. Hopefully the wedding food was good, Dom, I hope,
Yeah, it was great.
um,
A lot of
over the
seafood in
weekend.
Massachusetts. It was pretty good. It was pretty
I'll
good.
take it. You
Yep.
got any crab cakes?
Not lobster though.
Oh, that's great. That's even better.
And steak, and they had
Great.
I think it was Auntie Anne's pretzels too, and they were
Oh, oh.
outstanding.
Hey now. Hey now.
I went home with a box of like 10 pretzels. Still got them. Put them in the air fryer, and good as new.
Fucking bastard. All right. Well, nice. Good for you. That sounds great. All right. Well, that's everything on that. We got a lot to talk about this week.
Yes, we do.
I don't
You are
know how long
correct.
this episode's going to be. We'll see. I'll be looking at the clock
Buckle
right
the
here on my
fuck
screen,
up.
but We got a lot to talk about. We had a little bit of a last minute change in terms of the order. We were originally going to do, I mean, basketball was always going first. We're in the playoffs, but it was going to be basketball, then baseball, then football. But with the NFL draft recently happening, Andrew's boss down in Miami, big Jets fan. So that, and I'm sure other people want to also hear about our takes in terms of the draft picks for the Jets and the Giants. We flipped baseball and football, so now it's the NBA, the NFL, and then the MLB. And I'm just going to tell you right now, for the third straight week in a row, stay tuned. I got a lot to fucking say about the Mets, and really, this is more than likely going to be the last episode I get on an absolute complete tizzy of a rant about the Mets because I just can't put that much energy towards them every Monday. Just can't do it. So this will probably be the last one. So stay tuned for that. And we will try to bring that to you as fast as we can. But we do have to obviously talk about other matters. And we're going to start with the NBA. How do I put this? I mean, just a travesty of a game. Monday night when I watched it with Dom, Thursday night when I watched it by myself, and then I went live right after the game. Dom was out with his girlfriend's mother's birthday. Nothing wrong with it. Sure, he had a great time. I went live, and I didn't go too long. It went about, what, Dom? Was it around 20 minutes? I
Yeah,
think I
about
did the live for. I think it was about 20 minutes. Listen, I expressed my feeling on the game. I expressed my thoughts, said what they needed to do. Definitely bounced back game 4. Reggie Miller even said Knicks are known for bouncing back when their backs are against the wall. He said he's seen it when he was a player with the Pacers in the 90s. That's great and all, but why in the hell does it have to come down to when their backs are against the wall? What they did in game 4, they couldn't do in games 2 and 3. I just don't I just don't understand why it takes like so long, or it takes them to be, in me and Dom's choice of words, in our eyes, just on the brink and really just on the ropes, essentially. And then they finally decide to turn it around. I mean, these two games, really, games 2 and 3, displayed Mike Brown's poor display of last minute coaching. But I just want to say, Tom Thibodeau wasn't very good at last minute coaching either, folks. Okay. I understand everyone's like, oh, let's bring back Tom Thibodeau. If this were Tom Thibodeau, would have been better. No, it wouldn't have been. You know how many times me and Dom watched the games with Tom Thibodeau, and he also couldn't draw up a play, the after timeouts, the ATOs? He couldn't do it either. So I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I just wanted to start with that. I have other things that I'm obviously going to say. I'll say one more too. Having Miles McBride be on CJ McCollum for the last shot was just a terrible decision for game 3. But I'm going to let Dom speak here first, and then I'll have some other things to say. But Dom, please give the folks your analysis for games 2 and 3, and then, of course, game 4, where they bounce back.
it's just, what we talked about before this series of how this is going to go, right? We both agreed that this series is just going to be like last year with the Pistons series, right? And we're 4 games through, and it's like deja vu. It's like the same thing. And also when it comes to game 2, right? I don't think any person blamed any player for that loss. We both said it too when we were watching the game. For the last quarter, but mostly like the last 5 minutes, we're like, what the fuck is Mike Brown doing? And that's exactly what happened. And I'm sure if Tibbs was there, we'd be saying the same thing. What the fuck is Tibbs doing? Not drawing any plays, everyone being stagnant, and it's just a repeat. We hired Mike Brown for a reason, and it's just deja vu. It's the exact same thing, except that this year we have better offense, even though it don't look like it, and we have worse defense. But somehow these stats have been showing for the second half of the year that we have one of the best defenses in the league. which is still mind blowing to me. Yeah, a stat is a stat, but if you actually watch the games, you're like, there's no way this is true. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like there has been some flashes in this series, especially game 1 and game 4, that there was good defense. Games 2 and 3, terrible defense. Absolutely awful defense. And when it comes to especially game 3 too, it's just still Jalen Brunson ball. Game 2, Jalen Brunson ball. And then finally game 4, Cat is running the offense. And it's OG having a great game. But realistically, though, OG's been having a good series.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even get me started about Mikal Bridges. And I know, Chris, I know that's my boy, and he's fucking me up right now. He's making me look like a complete idiot. So thanks, Mikal, for that. But what have we been saying all along? Jalen Brunson cannot be the main focal point of the offense in the playoffs. It has to be Cat. We are going to go as far as Cat is going to take us. It's not going to be OG, and definitely not Mikal. I mean, I wish it could be Brunson, but it's just not possible. Because especially there's a formula out there that's publicly known to stop Jalen Brunson.
Exactly.
That can't happen. And I don't know, I guess we thought that, we were hoping for some secret changes, really, when it came to the playoffs, right? We're like, if the regular season looks like the playoffs, we're in deep shit. And we're like, all right, Mike Brown has to have something that like we haven't seen like at all or something like that. And not really. I mean, what? Just a little bit more pick and roll action when it comes to Cat and when it comes to Mitch. And I mean, that's really it. And also what? You're just using more of your bench. But what we've been saying all year is you should have been using your bench all year, not just the postseason. Game 4, there was a lot of adjustments, a lot of good adjustments made. Shamet, benching Shamet, putting Deuce in. Deuce had a good game offensively and especially defensively. You always wish that Shamet could be shooting better, and I mean he's okay on defense, but we've seen him play better defense. That's what I'm trying to say. But OG doing great. Mikal had a good game 4, terrible game 3, obviously. Not a good game 2 either. And even Jalen, we killed them on game 4. Meanwhile, Jalen Brunson had a shit night. Like, that's what should be happening anyway. If Jalen Brunson's having a good game or a bad game, we should be killing this team. I mean, I didn't think we would ever sweep them, but it should be pretty damn close to sweeping. And like the fact that we lost 2 games by 1 point in a row. Brutal.
Nonsense.
Absolutely brutal. And
Nonsense.
that last possession in game 3, well, there was 12 seconds left when CJ McCollum scored. And that's what you come up with? Like you just said, he can't, with these ATOs, he just can't run a good play.
Mm-mm.
Didn't even get a play off.
No.
Or a shot or anything.
No.
And I mean, you can't even tell me where Jalen Brunson was going on that last possession in game 3. But there was so many adjustments that were made in game 4 that we even could have said that had to change after game 2. But for some reason, game 3, same exact thing. It looked like I was watching the exact same game as game 2. That shouldn't be a case in even regular season, exhibition, preseason, or playoffs.
Mm-mm.
That should never be the case.
No.
And I don't know if you heard this, Chris, but have you heard this this is a rumor that came out on Yahoo Sports. Knicks head coach Mike Brown could be on the hot seat even if New York wins the East this year, per Sam Amick. The noise surrounding the Knicks, Mike Brown, won't die down unless they reach the NBA Finals, and even that might not be good enough for the first-year New York's coach to be safe.
Well, that's a bit much. If they make the NBA Finals, he should be safe. I mean, that was the listen, championship or bust, but they make the finals and everyone expects OKC to make it as well. Are the Knicks really good enough to beat OKC? I certainly don't think so.
I mean, we can win
Obviously
a game or
they,
two, but that's it. As of
They
right now,
play.
I think we win a game or two. That's it.
Yeah, they played them twice in the regular season. They looked like just hopeless puppies out there. I mean, they had no chance. So I think that's a little too much. I mean, it's definitely finals or bust. I can assure you that, but you at least got to get to the ECF again. But
You
yeah,
have.
James Dolan wants the finals. That's what he wants.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
I wouldn't be surprised
Mm-mm.
just
No.
because of how Cat was this year. Like I said a
Yeah.
few weeks ago, with that controversial video that came out, that clip. But it's, I mean, I'm not saying it's like 100% the truth, but I wouldn't be surprised just because $60 million, and this man
Mm-hmm.
was not used right at all
Mm-hmm.
the whole year.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now you see what happens when you actually put him at the vocal point of the offense. Triple
Mm-hmm.
double.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
No, it's listen. Game 4 was a lot better, right? You know, obviously Tom Thibodeau, he would have made a mistake with the last play too. But obviously Mike Brown, he didn't call up a good play. Jalen Brunson was going to get double covered. I want to say something, and it's a little bit down the list here, but I'll say it now. Unless it's the last possession of the game, Jalen Brunson's got to be using his teammates. It's becoming way too easy for other teams to guard him, to double cover him. They know what's coming. They know that it's Jalen Brunson. He's going to be getting the ball 95% of the time when there's 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left. But you got to use your teammates. OG's been shooting great, as Dom said in the series. Cat had 10 assists. He's got to be passing the ball a lot more. They were doing that brush screen backdoor cut, and every time Towns was finding OG, and OG was just dunking it easily. Barely anyone around him. Maybe once or twice there was someone around him, and he went right over him. But again, just not good plays drawn up, right? Obviously, McHale didn't make that shot in game 2. He had an opportunity. Wish he had sunk it, but he didn't. Game 3 looks fucking terrible. I mean, that easily, hands down, was the worst single performance I've ever seen from a basketball player in the playoffs. I mean, I don't even know. And game 4, Dom, he played less than 20 minutes in game
yeah,
4. He only had 8 points. So he was barely on the court. Mike Brown said, I can't use this guy. He's useless. He didn't show up in game 3. And then we need to win this game to go back to MSG, tied 2-2. So he didn't play him. I mean, Josh Hart was not ready from that pass from JV in game 3.
no,
Again, not good. On defense, guarding McCollum. What was the setup there? Why is it Mitchell Robinson in? What about Sohan? You picked up Sohan for what? To ride on the bench? If you're
yep,
going to put him for a defensive scheme, put him in then. I mean, it's one play. You only got to stop him on one play. That's it. And then, okay, if you rebound, you get fouled, you got to make free throws. But every time it's a defensive possession, keep subbing him in and out. I mean, you should be having your best defenders there. Sohan, Mitchell Robinson, OG, put Bridges in. I don't care. It's not offense.
yeah, he's a
Put
great
him in.
defender.
I
Mikal
don't.
Bridges is a great defender. That's part of the reason why
Great
we got the
defender.
first.
You
We didn't
should have
get him
had
for
Bridges. Why wasn't Bridges or OG on CJ McCollum?
yeah, I don't.
But Miles McBride? That's a clear mismatch. I mean, it doesn't matter that McCollum's 35 years old. You just got to stop on a dime. He shoots right over him and he makes the shot. He's been looking like a mid-range assassin, like DeMar DeRozan out there the whole entire series. I just don't understand it. The other thing I got to say, Mitch Robinson needs to, let alone that last defensive possession, he's got to play more. And again, where are the fucking alley-oops? I've been calling for alley-oops with Mitch Robinson. I'm not seeing enough of them. Use the guy to the best of his ability. His ability is to get rebounds and dunk over people. He's 7'1". He's 7 feet tall, 7'1", whatever his height is. Use him to the best of his ability. You should be doing more dunks. Mikal Bridges, yes, needs to play better, but you got to use Mitchell Robinson for what he's there for. Bottom line. And I understand Mikal Bridges didn't have a good game 3, right? Barely played in game 4, but you're still going to need him to close out the series and going forward. Mikal Bridges needs to play better. He's got to play a lot better. I wish he had made that final shot in game 2, but right now in this round, he is deemed a massive problem. He is borderline unplayable. He is just, that is how bad he has looked right now. Defense not up to par. His offense obviously lacking a ton of talent and scoring prowess and success. And of course, the way that Cat played in game 4, that's how he needs to play Tuesday night, tomorrow night, and going forward. He's got to pass more. He's got to take confident shots. He likes to be the trailer on threes. Take the frickin' three. Take your mid-range shots when you see an open lane, not a crowded lane now, okay? Bear with me. Not a crowded lane, an open lane, drive to the hoop, and play smart defense, okay? And when JB's not on the floor, Cat's got to be the lead role guy and then look for OG to be, honestly, in my opinion, close to the main scorer when JB's not on the court. Yeah, I want Cat to score, but every time when he gets to the low post, Cat's getting double teamed. Look for OG. OG, if they want to double OG, no problem. You got fucking Cat to score then. Switch it off. That's where communication, talking, that's where that comes into play. Something the Knicks didn't do very well with throughout the whole entire regular season. Dom, we talked about this constantly, even off air, right? We said this. Communication was not fully there the whole entire season. But Cat needs to bring what he did Saturday night into Tuesday and then Thursday, and hopefully they won't have to, but into Saturday if there will be a game 7. But the way that they were playing, right? And they weren't even doing a lot of pick and rolls, which is something we were wanting to see in this series. But the way that Cat was utilizing his size, right, when he was posting up and dunking and getting through an open lane, taking his shots mid-range behind the arc, constantly looking for the open man, passing dimes all over the court. This is what we expected from Cat all year long. And this can't be, oh, it's here one game, and then a game or two, it's gone. And then when they really, really need it, it's there. No. It's got to be there every night. Okay? If you want to win this series in 6, which is what I predicted, but then again, I said I wouldn't be shocked if it goes 7. You absolutely have to have Cat run the offense the way he was running on Saturday night for tomorrow night and Thursday. You have to. And Mike Brown, please, for the love of God, know who you're putting in for defense and when the game's getting tight. Use the pick and roll. Use Mitchell Robinson in late game defensive situations. Throw alley-oops to the guy and have OG be the top option when JB is not on the floor because they will look to double somebody. Somebody's always going to be double teamed. If it's not Jalen Brunson, it's Cat. If it's not Cat, it's OG. It's not going to be Josh Hart. It certainly ain't going to be fucking Mikal Bridges. I can tell you that. If anything, no one may guard that motherfucker. But they're going to be double guard. They're going to be double covering someone. Okay? And the last thing I'll say, and when the game is not in the final possession, and he's got to do it from minute 1 to minute 47, Jalen Brunson, pass the damn ball, son. Pass the ball. And don't do these stupid passes where clearly your teammates can't get the ball and you're throwing hospital balls. Even in football, when these quarterbacks throw a ball right in the middle of the field and there's 2 defenders ready to frickin' wallop him, he's going to have a concussion. Throw them effective passes. Trust your teammates. You have to. This is not a one-player sport. You got enough talent on the team to share it around. Share the ball. Did you see that one possession in game 4, Dom, where I forgot, I think maybe Josh Hart was driving, and then he kicked it out to the side. They went back to the paint, to the top of the key, then went back to Jalen Brunson. He was wide open. That was probably the best display of passing I had seen the whole entire year. I forgot when it was in the game. It was early. I think when I think the Knicks went up maybe 41-29. They went up by 12. That was a great, great display of passing. Need to see more of that. From again, the first whistle to the last, wire to wire. And you know what? It wouldn't be too bad for the Knicks fans' anxiety and mental stability and health, maybe try to win one of these 2 games wire to wire. It would be nice. I know the Hawks are good, but they ain't that great. Okay, they're not amazing. So come to play on Tuesday. Come to play. It's at home. You know, use the crowd to your advantage, kind of like what Atlanta was doing for Game 3. Let's get it done here. Let's get it done in 6 games.
The last few things I'll say about the Knicks. I mean, I'll start off with Cat. Is he gonna get 5 fouls every game?
Yep.
Right? But
I guess so.
he needs you for more than 29 minutes. OG played 40.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's probably gonna get 5 fouls again and probably play around the same minutes. But it would sure help a lot if he wasn't fouling like this. That's number one. Number two, this is how Cat shoots in the playoffs, but only attempting 2 threes when you're one
Mm-hmm.
of the, if not the best shooting center we've ever seen is absolutely brutal. And also, that's the reason why Mike Brown's on the hot seat, is because that was happening in the regular season. Tibbs let Cat let the ball fly in the regular season. He was shooting 6, 7, 8 threes.
Mm-hmm.
But then obviously we knew what happened last year, but that's been him his whole career. I don't know if he gets shy or they draw up plays differently or whatever. But the whole year, that's what you're doing to this guy. Like, come on. And also, I mean, we always shit about Jordan Clarkson's defense, but
Holy Lord.
right?
Wow. Oh wow. Dude, I literally just pulled up the stats. What? Go ahead.
No,
Go
wait.
ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
No, you say the stats first.
No. Say what you were gonna say. Finish your thought. Go ahead.
Well, I'm not like we all know he's the worst defender we've ever seen. Every single Knicks fan has ever seen. But I'm talking about his offensive standpoint because Jalen Brunson's getting doubled a lot, and then
Mm-hmm.
he's even struggling shooting the ball. I mean, he played 21 minutes. I mean, he only scored 7 points, but he's getting to the line.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting to the line. He's going to the
Mm-hmm.
basket, shooting threes if he has to. I mean, he's trying his best out there playing defense, but it's just not working. But man, like that's the only reason why he's playing is because of Jalen Brunson getting double teamed and not shooting well. But thank
So,
God because that's what we signed him for in the first place. If you got to get a bucket, give it to Jordan Clarkson.
so the reason before you continue, I thought you were about to say what I'm gonna say right now. I pulled up his stat line, Dom, and I was gonna put this into perspective, and it was about his defense, not his offense. To put it into perspective, Jordan Clarkson played 21 minutes. You said Karl-Anthony Towns played 29, which is correct, obviously. Jordan Clarkson, 2 personal fouls. Cat, 5.
5.
So just to put it into perspective, okay? For folks living under a rock, not watching any regular season basketball or any of the 4 playoff games so far, Jordan Clarkson has to be one of the worst defenders the Knicks have ever had in their history. And they've been playing basketball since 1946. Okay. Pretty sure that's the accurate year. If it's not, leave a comment and fact check me. I got no problem with it. But that's a long time. Jordan Clarkson is god awful at defense. He played close to your amount of minutes and had 3 less personal fouls. That should tell you right there where Cat is on defense. Enough with the fouling. Because Jordan Clarkson has never heard of defense, and he only had 2, and you had 5 in less than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Wake up, son. Please. Continue.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's fucking terrible. And I know like Deuce is limited on offense, but we're really limited on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Play him. And look what happened. Look what happened when you played him. 23 minutes, 11 points, 50% from 3, 4
Mm-hmm.
7 from the field. What do you have? 1 assist plus 13. I mean, he
Yep.
had 4 fouls, but I'll take that. You know, I'll take 4 fouls from Deuce any day because he's actually playing defense and not just reaching in or just playing half-ass defense. So if he's getting 4 fouls, I'll perfectly take it. But I mean, OG Anunoby has the hardest position out of any player on the court, and he's playing 40 minutes. Like you
He
got to
was a
give a
plus.
round of applause. You got to give a round of applause to that guy, guarding the best defender every
Mhm.
single time against the team that we play against, and he's dropping now 22 points, 50% from three, 9 to 16 from the field, 10 rebounds, which you really never see from him. I mean, that was really nice to see, and he only had 3 fouls
He was a plus 19, Dom.
and a plus 19,
And Jordan Clarkson was a plus 12.
and he had a steal and a block.
Right. So,
You know, you got
yep.
you got to give credit to OG, and this is exactly what we signed him for.
That's why he gets paid what he gets paid.
But he'll never get recognized to be a defensive player of the year for some reason.
Yeah,
Reason he'll
he
never
may
get
make a all defensive team this year, I hope.
he
But
better.
defensive player of the year, yeah, that's going to be tough.
Yeah,
So, I don't know.
we'll see.
Yeah, anything else you have to say about the Knicks? I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, great. So, now we're going to move on to the NFL, and the draft of course came and went from Thursday to Saturday. Dom can go first with his draft picks for the Giants. I thought the Jets did well in this draft, definitely the first round, and even really just the second round. They only had one pick, but I think they used it very, very well. But Dom, please, as always, you go first with the Giants.
Like I told everyone for the past 2 weeks, whatever the Giants do, I'm going to trust it because it's John Harbaugh running the team.
Mm-hmm.
Said this for 2 weeks, right? I'm hearing so much shit on the internet, right? Oh, we skipped out on Caleb Downs. Like what's wrong with you guys? Oh, you didn't get Sonny Styles? I thought that's who you're gonna get. What happened? Oh, I thought you needed X, Y, and Z, but then you get an O lineman. Number one, you guys don't know football. That's number one. If you get an O lineman, right, to protect your second year quarterback, that's a bad thing. And he was one of the best offensive linemen in all of football last year. Francis Mauigoa, number 10 overall, University of Miami. They went to the national fucking championship. He's a right tackle, but most likely he's going to play right guard because Illuminor is going to play right tackle, and he'll
Which
be
I want to mention is a much easier transition than the other way
so much
around.
easier, so much
10
easier,
times easier.
10 times easier. And the fact this guy is a unit of a player.
He
He
was
is an
great.
absolute unit, and he's throwing people. This guy,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then I guess I can talk about the Jets for a little bit right now with the number 5 pick. How the fuck did you not get Alvarez? I mean, I know that apparently, that whole draft day, right? Everyone knew something, right? Because if you're watching TV that day or looking on your phone, all these analysts were like, I don't know, I'm hearing something. I'm hearing that I don't think they're really that much interested in Alvarez anymore, which I couldn't believe. But at the same time, the Giants did not expect to get him at all. They were not expecting this guy to fall to 5.
Mm-mm.
No shot.
Mm-mm.
Like they were saying, oh, he was number 1 on our board. He wasn't on any of the Giants boards. Stop with that.
Mm-mm.
He was
No.
not on any of the Giants boards.
Mm-mm.
You cannot tell me, oh yeah, we really wanted him. You guys had no idea that he was going to fall down to number 5. But I'm going to get to Alvarez now, with all the people saying, why would you get him? He's a pass rusher. When you have Abdul Carter and you have Brian Burns, right? But then it's like, oh, but he's a better pass rusher than he is at an off-ball linebacker, right? This is what I'm hearing in the Twitter sphere or X sphere, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? But if you listen to John Harbaugh's interview after or post conference draft, he said he's going to line up right next to Tremaine Edmonds, and that the defense is positionless.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's a positionless defense. Abdul Carter can play. He can play multiple positions. So
Mm-hmm.
can Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, I'm sure Brian Burns can, but he's not. Right? Tremaine Edmonds, he's going to be where he's going to be. But those 3 guys, uh, Abdul Carter, Arvel Reese, and Kayvon Thibodeau. They're gonna rotate and they're gonna be all over the place. But also at the end of the day, we drafted Abdul Carter to be a pass rusher. Even though people thought, oh, how are they gonna play him? Right? Like, is he gonna be like Micah Parsons, where he's gonna be more of a linebacker than transition into pass rush? I don't know, not at all. Abdul Carter just went straight to pass rush, and honestly,
Mhm.
that's better off. But then people are saying, "Oh, Alvar Reese is a better pass rusher." I don't think so at all. If you look at his tape, all he has is strength and speed. He doesn't really have any technique at all. And if you're watching his workout videos, which were fucking horrifying to watch, of how he was bending around those big bags, like it hurt me. It hurt
Yeah.
me. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying I could do it better. I'm fucking 5'6". I can't do that shit. But literally, like, he is a better off ball linebacker. And if you wanted to be 3rd and 8 in blitz, he can go straight up the middle like a Ray Lewis.
Mhm.
That's what we need. And also, he can stop the run. He's great at stopping the run, and we especially need that when Dexter Lawrence is no longer on this team.
Mhm.
Although Reese, he was mostly drafted because he has the highest ceiling of probably any player in the draft. It's not because he's like the best off-ball linebacker or he's the best pass rusher. That's not why he was drafted so high and possibly was going to get drafted number 2 by the Jets, but that didn't happen. It
But
was all
Dom,
because of potential and because he's only 20 years old.
but the thing is too is that you had a question and you answered your own, right? I'll just say it now. The Jets, while John Harbaugh is saying the defense for maybe his team is positionless, no, for the Jets it's position full because they were looking at David Bailey because he is a polished, pure edge rusher, and that's what the Jets were looking for. They don't have JJ anymore. Jermaine Johnson's traded, and all you got is Will McDonald. So you're talking about Arvel Reese, how he's an off-ball linebacker. He could do this, he could do that. He's got a high ceiling, but he also has a high ceiling because he's a utility type defender.
Hybrid.
Right. He's a hybrid. The Jets are looking edge. That's it. They're looking for an edge rusher, someone to get to the quarterback. I watched David Bailey's highlights last night and this morning. I mean, the guy he can move. I mean, he is fast, he's quick. He doesn't have the spin move that Will McDonald has, but it's pretty good, and he knows how to switch off players very fast. He sees the right or he plays both sides, right or left guard. He sees him getting close, and he tries to bounce off and get around, and then just beeline straight to the quarterback. So he is a polished edge rusher. Everyone was even saying it during the draft. So didn't mean to cut you off, but I had to say it now because you were getting on it about Arvel Reese. That's why the Jets didn't take Arvel Reese. People are writing, "Oh, the Jets are stupid." Actually, surprisingly, not in this case. Actually, they knew what they were looking for, and they took David Bailey at second. But I agree with you, Dom. Freaking shocked that Arvel Reese fell to 5. I was shocked that the Titans took Carnell Tate, and honestly, the Giants just they literally had God hand them a gift with Arvel Reese at 5. But go ahead, continue.
Absolutely got gifted there, right? I mean, I was like, there's no way they're getting Caleb Downs number 5.
Mm-mm.
Possibly 10. It was possible. I mean, we could have. We
Mm-hmm.
could have, right? But the only reason that I can think that they didn't is because of his knee.
Right.
There had to be something there that just didn't look good,
Mm-hmm.
and that maybe, like, Francis Mauigoa has a herniated disc, right? But obviously they evaluated it. They looked at the records and probably talked to doctors, and they said he'll be fine, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why they drafted him. If
Right.
if that 300+ pound guy has a back problem, right? They're not going to draft him. They wouldn't have drafted him in the first place, and he would have dropped. God
Mm-hmm.
only knows where he would have went. Does it suck to see Sonny Styles go to the Commanders and Caleb Downs go to the Cowboys? Of course it does. I mean, those are our two projected picks, right? But you know how the draft works. Shit happens.
Mhm.
Shit happens, man. But I mean, yeah. I mean, with the Arvel Reese thing, when it comes to the Jets, yeah, maybe they were looking for just a flat out pass rusher, right?
They
But
need it bad.
they definitely needed one. But
Mm.
I mean, just the potential alone is crazy. And you know, you never know that you could have used them for anything. And but like you said, they were looking for a straight edge. You just got to pray it works out. But then we got other picks too, right? With the Giants, Colton Hood, right? It's about to be hoodie season. It's about to be hoodie season coming next year. I'm gonna be wearing this hood every fucking game. He did not give up a single touchdown last year, and he is finally a press corner that the Giants have been looking for a goddamn decade.
Mhm.
For some reason, we love to draft zone corners and corners who love to play 10 yards off the receiver. I don't know why that's the case, right? But also, we finally have a defensive coordinator who likes to play press coverage. And I hate to bring this guy up because he's been pissing me off for the past 2 years. But that's what Deontay Banks is too. He is a press corner. But the past 2 years, we had defensive coordinators for some reason love to play corners 10 yards off the ball. You
Mhm.
just gotta hope now that we have two press man corners that, you know, maybe the banks will be closed again on Sundays.
Mm.
You
Mhm.
gotta pray for it. And then also we still have Paulson Adebo, who has played he's had a few good years, especially with the Saints, and he didn't have a good year last year. So you gotta pray for that too. And we didn't get a safety like in Caleb Downs, but you just gotta hope that we these corners can lock up these receivers enough so the pass rushers can get to the quarterback.
Mhm.
Like I said, Oliver Reese needs to be a more of an off-ball linebacker. You know, with Micah Parsons, he was an off-ball linebacker too. Then they moved him to a pass rush, like I just said a little bit ago. But he has way more work to do. He has way more work to do as a pass rusher than probably both Abdul Carter, who only played pass rush for a year, and Micah Parsons. He doesn't really have a lot. He doesn't really have a bag when it comes to being a pass rusher. I mean, his speed and his strength is absolutely incredible. He's throwing offensive linemen, excuse me, last year, but he's going to need a lot in his repertoire, right? For him to be a solid pass rusher. But at the same time, we already have two great pass rushers. I mean, Abdul Carter's right there.
Mhm.
He's right there.
Yeah.
Almost every single play on third down, he was this close to the quarterback every single time last year. Like it didn't show it except for like the last I don't know, 4 games of the season when the season was basically over, but he was getting to the quarterback at the end of the year. So you gotta hope that he just moves fast forward, right? And then also, we finally got a tall ass receiver, Malachi Fields,
Mm.
out of Notre Dame, six
Mhm.
four. And man, I watched his highlight tape and I know that it's not he didn't really have crazy stats, crazy stat line, but if you saw his highlight tape, you're gonna be like, all right, I'm hooked. I'm hooked. He's gonna be mossing the hell out of people. He didn't really run a fast 40. He ran like a 4.6 40, which is a little alarming. But John Harbaugh said that, you know, they ran like the next gen stats and like the GPS system, and he can run up to 21 miles an hour on the
Mhm.
football field, and that's equivalent to a 4.4.
Mm.
So a 6'4" guy gonna be mostly people running a 4.4 on the field. I'll take that. I'll take that any day. You know, we were wondering what the hell is going to happen with this draft, especially with Joe Shane being like either equivalent or under John Harbaugh. But if you were able to tell this was John Harbaugh's team and he drafted these players, Joe Shane had dick to do with this team.
Yeah.
Even I don't know if you're watching the press conferences and shit, but he was already looking over at John Harbaugh like, all right, can I say this? Like, is that's okay? Did I say that? Like, he could be gone soon, honestly. Like, they might be like, "Yo, we don't even need this fucking guy."
Yeah.
Like, John Harbaugh, you're the GM too. You're like
Giant,
the Bill
I mean,
Belichick. You're like
I
the
was
Bill
gonna.
Belichick of the team.
That's what I was gonna say. It's gonna be a Bill Belichick too. I can't speak. Bill Belichick scenario. Yes, exactly.
So, and but the one thing that did suck though
Mm,
was we were looking at the defensive tackle, Caden McDonald out of Ohio State, right?
mm,
At pick, what was it, like 36 or something like that? But he got drafted to the Texans. The Texans traded ahead of the Giants to get him.
mm,
And man, this guy is scary.
mhm,
He, Caden McDonald going to the Texans out of all teams. One of the best defenses in the league, and he's going to make them so much better. They probably are going to be the best defense in the league next year. But if the Giants got him, oh my God, that would have been scary too. That's what I was hoping for, but that's okay. Colton Hood looks good. Did not mean for that to rhyme, but he does look like
Oh,
a
wow.
solid cornerback, and we've been needing one. And you already know that the Kansas City Chiefs drafted Mansour Delane, traded up for him, so that wasn't possible. But and also
Mm.
I wasn't really aware if Carnell Tate was there at 5, were the Giants going to get him? I don't know. I don't think so. Especially if
Uh,
Orville Reese was there. I
mm,
don't think so.
I don't know.
I mean, I didn't think at all that even Jeremiah Love was going to reach the Giants because the
Mhm,
Titans needed a running back too, and obviously the Cardinals. But and that's who he went to, the Cardinals. But it was a great draft. I give it an A. Honestly, you're protecting your second year quarterback in Jackson Dart with one of the
mhm,
best offensive tackles in the league. You have an absolute stud at linebacker. And he's a hybrid, but he can play anywhere. But
mhm.
when was the last time the Giants had a good middle linebacker? I can't even tell you. What, Antonio Pierce? Like I
Maybe.
I have no clue. You
Yeah.
can't tell me. I have no idea. And if someone says Bobby Okereke to me, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. No, that's not happening. So he
Mm.
is like we got the best players available that we do need.
Mhm.
And
Right.
that's what I was talking about all offseason. And
See,
kudos
uh,
to Johnny, bro.
I wanna that I'm glad you said that. For the people who are curious to how these teams operate when they go into the draft and what they're looking to accomplish in order to get a grade, because everywhere you look, all of these networks, all of these social media accounts, immediately after the draft, they go, okay, how would you grade it? It's the first thing they say. So any team who operates the draft, they always want to try to get an A, obviously. But the way that you can get that is you always try to take the best available, but that puts you at about a B generally because you're like, we got to see how we fit him into the scheme. How you get to A, even A plus, is okay, you got the best available, but it fits your needs. So, kind of how, I mean, any team goes into the draft immediately filling up their board, saying, okay, these are the guys that we have talked to, these are the guys that we have scouted, these are the guys that we've had either public or private workouts with. But you always look at ESPN where the draft is, and it always shows at the bottom teams' needs. Can you fill those needs with the best available? If you could do both of those things, you're destined to get an A plus. But it's very hard to do because you're not the only team drafting. A lot of other teams need serious needs, i.e., the fucking Jets. They always need a ton of work. They always need a ton of help. But just so people are aware, if you could conquer both of those things, get the best available, and fit them into a massive need, that is an absolute win and an absolute A plus in anybody's book. So just wanted to put that out there. Dom, is
Yeah.
there anything else you have to say before I start on the Jets?
I'm excited to hear what you're gonna say about the Jets because they did good too.
They did. They did. But the Jets, really more recent than not, they have always done well in the draft. You know, maybe certain guys that they've got that got maybe a little overhyped that didn't play well. Oh, well, so be it. I'm going to take Dom's words, not mine. Draft picks are like scratch offs. You don't know what you're getting. You don't know if it's going to be a winner or a loser. You have no idea. But talking about the Jets now, yeah, they did well. Their first round, they did fantastic, in my opinion. Second overall pick, I mean, I already, expressed how the Jets went about it. They picked edge rusher David Bailey out of Texas Tech. I mean, this guy can move. He's just a college edge rusher. I kind of already spoke on him already, but he had a fantastic year out of Texas Tech. He was essentially right next to Arvell Reese, the best edge rusher you could have gotten in this draft. So there was no surprise on that. 16th pick, that was obviously from when the Jets traded away Sauce Gardner to the Colts. So that came from the Indianapolis Colts. They went tight end Kenyon Sadiq. Now, some people were wondering, are they going to trade? Are they
Freak
going to
of
trade?
nature.
I'm sorry.
Freak of nature.
Yes, for sure. Yeah,
He's out of
built
his
like
mind.
yeah, he is built like he's got 2% body fat, like DK Metcalf, and he hops over guys. He can run, but people thought maybe the Jets were going to trade away this 16th overall pick to try to move up and get a wide receiver, just do something, or maybe try to trade back and get more draft picks, maybe in the second and third rounds. But honestly, I'm good with this surprise pick. Kenyon Sadiq can play, and he's not only a tight end, he could also be a great blocker. He could also be a slot wide receiver too. I mean, he can move. He's fast. He's quick. He's got a twitch. His body, just his body mass alone, he just looks like an absolute unit for even his height and his size. But this was the best tight end available. Essentially, he was tops in the country. He was first team Big Ten. He was obviously a finalist for the top tight end award in the country. I forget what the name of it is. I obviously have the other side window up here for the Jets draft tracker. Right here, they say this past year's second team Associated Press All American, Big Ten Conference Tight End of the Year, first team All Big Ten, finalist for the John Mackey Award, nation's top tight end, led FBS tight ends with 8 receiving touchdowns, set school record for tight ends with 51 receptions, 560 yards, 11 yards per catch, and started 14 games. And he is just one hell of a player. I think there was an absolute steal of a 16th overall draft pick. And so, yeah, his stat line looks great. And then the 30th pick, the Jets traded back into the first round from the Broncos through the Dolphins and the Niners. They got a national champion, wide receiver Omar Cooper Jr. out of Indiana. And I looked at his highlight tape. I'm not going to lie. I know this may be, to some, a little too much. I think he runs as good a routes as I saw Devontae Adams when he was at Fresno State. I mean, this guy can run, he can move. I mean, he was running routes. I don't know, man. He was moving pretty darn fast off the line. And I watched him rewatching the national championship game. I know the University of Miami. I mean, I watched it for the whole season. Their cornerbacks aren't spectacular, but he was getting off the line pretty darn fast for at least the highlights that I was watching and the highlight package that even the Jets were putting together on their YouTube channel. But the other thing that this guy has that some other players, and this even relates to Garrett Wilson, when I was watching his highlight tape back 4 years ago when he got drafted out of Ohio State, his leaping ability is pretty damn good. And he keeps his foot in bounds. There was one play that I think maybe the Jets highlight tape they were constantly showing. He was able to put 2 feet in. I don't know how the hell he did it, but it was in the back of the end zone, and I mean there was little to no space to even do it. But listen, I know it sounds pretty crazy. I have a lot of upside for
Yeah,
Omar Cooper. Yeah, listen, I don't give a shit, man. I mean, you could treat it how you want. I mean, a lot of things come crazy when it comes to the Jets. I mean, you literally, the Jets haven't hit rock bottom. They're 50 feet of shit right now. The Buffalo Sabres just beat the Boston Bruins 6-1 yesterday. I mean, right now, they're on their way. They're 1 win away from winning a playoff series, and the Jets can't even sniff the playoffs. So the Jets are even below rock bottom. You could only go up from here. So you could tell me it's outrageous, but I think Omar Cooper Jr. will be, and he's going to get his opportunities because, again, Omar Cooper Jr. is a rookie, so they're still going to try to double cover Garrett Wilson. So he's going to get his opportunities to play. But I think the Jets did very well in the first round. 2nd pick, 16th pick, and then trading back in to get the 30th pick in the draft. So that was good. Kenyon Sadiq was a steal of a pick. I think the Jets did great with Omar Cooper Jr. But my brother even texted me, and I got other couple texts about this pick too. 2nd round, pick 18, 50th overall. This was what the Jets got from the Lions. Cornerback D'Angelo Pons, another national champion coming out of Indiana. They heavily related him to Aaron Glenn. And I had to rewatch Aaron Glenn's old highlight tape, and I can absolutely see it. Now, let's relate D'Angelo Pons' play to Aaron Glenn's play as a cornerback for the Jets. Obviously not his coaching. But, very much relating it to Aaron Glenn, and I can see it. He plays a lot tougher than his size. He's not a tall guy at all, but he plays a lot tougher than his size deems him out to be. He's fast. He can get to the wide receiver pretty quickly. He can close the gap fairly well, which is something that Jets had when Sauce Gardner was with the Jets for the first couple of seasons, but then, he kind of fell off and they were starting to exploit him. But I think D'Angelo Pons is a fantastic pickup. I think he can be very good. I think he could play in the outside too. I know people are saying the Jets should really put him in the nickel corner position, but I think he could still play on the outside. So that was a great draft pick too. But this is a draft pick that the Jets desperately needed to go into, and this was in the 4th round, pick 3, 103 overall. They got big body, and I mean big body, big boy, defensive tackle Daryl Jackson Jr. I mean, this man is, I don't even think unit expresses how big this man is. 6'5", 315 pounds. They actually are putting him at between 315 to 337 pounds. He's a defensive tackle, and he is known as an exceptional run stuffer and gap plugger. As a 2026 4th round pick for the New York Jets, he uses immense power, elite length, and high effort play to dominate the point of attack, ranking 5th in the FBS in run stops. And he is out of FSU. And I thought that was a fantastic draft pick for the Jets. The Jets were obviously very excited to get him. And that's what the Jets really, really need. Obviously, Quentin Williams is gone. Harrison Phillips, I believe, is still under contract, but he kind of had an underwhelming rest of the season with the Jets. But again, they like what Tom said, trying to get the best available and fill a need, something that is extremely hard to do in the draft. And I think the Jets definitely did it in the 4th round. Trying to see if Harrison Phillips is still under contract here. Yeah, no, I don't think he is. I mean, they're saying they're still listing him as a Jet, but actually, yeah, he is still on the Jets. So he's got one more year as a 2-year contract when they traded for him. He's got a potential out for this year, but as of right now, he's deemed a Jet, and then he'll be a free agent after this upcoming season. But the Jets did pretty well. I mean, other picks that they did, they drafted a QB in the 4th round, Cade Klubnik. Haven't even looked at his highlight tape, I'm going to be honest with you. 6th round pick 7, 188 overall from the Browns through the Seahawks. A guard, Inez Cooper, that's just going to be depth piece. And same with 7th round pick 12, 228 overall from the Cowboys through the Bills and the Raiders, safety VJ Payne. So I think the Jets did fairly well in the draft. Great 1st round. Steal of a pick with D'Angelo Pons and Daryl Jackson is a very good pick as well. Something that the Jets desperately needed. And last thing I'll really say with the Jets draft, Geno Smith does have weapons now for sure with Kenyon Sadiq, Omar Cooper Jr., obviously Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. And I even think when I think he'll be fully ready to go, I'm sure, for week 1. That's Braylon Allen. But these picks, honestly, are more for the 2027 draft, especially the offensive picks.
Yep.
This is where the Jets will inevitably have a top 5 pick. I don't expect, I know Aaron Glenn wants to put it out to the media. Oh, Geno Smith can certainly bring us to the promised land. Yeah, keep drinking the Kool-Aid, pal. There's absolutely no way that's going to happen. The Jets are setting themselves up for the 2027 draft where there's a much better QB class there than there is, or at least than there was in this year's draft. So that's really what those picks are for. But all in all, good draft selection, good draft night, or 3 draft days for the Jets. So can't really complain, honestly. Would I have liked them to see? Would I have liked them to try to get a somewhat decent linebacker? Yeah, it would have been nice, because you got Demario Davis, an absolute fossil at 37 years old, trying to lead you with, a young. I don't even know how to put Jamie and Sherwood. I mean, quite shitty is the way to put him from this past season. But yeah, I would have liked to see maybe at least a linebacker for at least for depth be drafted, but they did what they could with the picks that they had, and obviously the choices that they had that was available on the board. But I thought all in all it was a good draft for the Jets.
I mean, with the Giants, we literally got everything we needed.
Yeah.
Cornerback,
Mm-hmm.
offensive lineman, linebacker. Who else? Why am I drawing a blank here? O lineman, corner, D
Mm-hmm.
line.
Well, they
Who-
didn't get a wide receiver too.
Yes, we did.
Who's the wide receiver too? Oh,
Fields,
yes, of course.
wide receiver.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I drew a blank on.
There you
Yeah,
go.
wide receiver, Malachi Fields.
Yeah, Malachi Fields, yes. Yeah.
We literally got everything we needed, and we got great players. And I'm not gonna lie, Colton Hood, starter.
Mhm. Yeah.
Malachi Fields, starter.
Mhm.
Alvaro Reese, starter.
Mhm.
Francis Mawanoa, starter. We got 4 starters in this draft.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, God only knows what the hell is gonna happen this year.
Mhm.
I mean, when it comes to the Jets side,
But I'd be excited to watch the Giants though.
I the whole, it's gonna be madness at MetLife on the Giants side, and
Mhm.
I'm so excited. I'm definitely going to games next year,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be hopefully way more blue jerseys than fucking than fucking red jerseys that I was seeing when Travis Kelce was on the fucking field because all the
Oh yeah.
annoying ass Taylor Swift girls
Mhm.
that were obsessed with him. I
Yeah.
couldn't stand that. And when I went against the Packers, I was seeing Meg Green and cheese heads. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was horrible to see. But I'm
Mhm.
hoping I don't see that shit no more because now we finally have very good players on this team and a great head coach and an actual plan. So
Mhm.
it's gonna be good. But also with the Jets too, that division's also wide open too. But besides the Bills, obviously, do I even have
Yeah.
to say anything about the Patriots? I don't think I do. The head coach is having a great time. The past few years he's having a great time. Dolphins are just lost. The Dolphins are just lost of an organization. So the Jets, they're the wild card's up there for them.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel said in the draft room everything's going swimmingly for him.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'll just leave it at that. Wonder how Dirty Diana is taking that comment. Anyway, so that's just how it is with the Patriots in New England.
Yeah.
The
You
Jets,
learn you
yeah.
learn from Stephon Diggs. That's what happened. That's what happens when you have 1 year with Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, please. Ugh, it's just nuts. It's absolute blasphemy over there.
If you don't
But
know what the fuck we're talking about, go on Twitter and scroll down for 2 seconds, you'll find it. Just saying.
it's just
You'll
wild.
you'll find it.
I know some of the analysts were saying like AD Mitchell for the Jets, another weapon. I mean, maybe, but I'm not considering AD Mitchell. I mean, Omar Cooper Jr. is a starter. Obviously, David Bailey's a starter. Kenyon Sadiq. I mean, they'll have to maybe split time with Mason Taylor.
Nope.
I
Not
think
happening.
Mason. Well,
He's
Mason Taylor is still a weapon, dude. He didn't have a bad year.
I know
He
he's
had
still a weapon, but they're starting Sadiq over him. There's no way they're not.
uh,
You
who's
cannot
the
tell me
Jets?
that they're starting him over
The
him.
Jets. Who knows? Who knows, dude? I mean,
That's true.
listen.
That's
Kenyon Sadiq, my starter, I'm with it. That's fine. But I'm just saying Mason Taylor's still there. We'll see how they work it out and how they plan it out, at the start of the season. We got a long ways to go before that. But, D'Angelo Pons, starter. Who are you going to put there? He's got to be a starter. And Daryl Jackson Jr., he's essentially a starter too. I know he's a 4th-round pick, but you don't got a lot of options in the defensive tackle room. So he's also a potential starter too. So, yeah, I think the Jets did well. I know Omar Cooper Jr., I know Dom thinks it's blasphemous. I related his college tape, or at least his talents, to Devontae Adams. I know it's a lot, but you know what? Honestly, at this rate, I don't give a shit.
Send it.
Show me something. Show me something. You're going to get the opportunities because Garrett Wilson's still going to get double covered. So we'll see. We'll see. But that's everything that I got to say about the Jets draft. Tom, how are you?
Good.
Good? Great. All right. So I don't know if it was much anticipated, maybe for some, maybe not for some. We're moving on to the MLB. And yes,
Chris
I am
going
going
first.
first.
Yes,
What?
Yep, you're going first.
Yes. Yes, of course. Let me clear my throat for this one.
Do me a favor. If you gotta go, get up and get water. Everyone would understand. If you gotta get water, if you have water next to you, if you gotta go up and get some and come back, I'm here. I'm here, bro.
I'm
If
good.
you got now,
Good.
you good? All right.
6:07 p.m. on a Monday. Beautiful day out.
6:07.
But it's quite bleak and dark at Citi Field in Metsland. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to read everything that I have down here. I'll add a little bit here and there, but I'm not going to lie. I took my sweet ass time writing all this and typing all this out this morning because it's quite descriptive and it's quite thorough because it's deserving so with where the Mets are at currently. Okay. Mets are 9-19. The other times that has happened, 1983, they finished 68-94. 1981, oh, hold on, bear with me, it gets worse. 1981, they finished 41-62-2. 1964, they finished 53-109-1. They probably just had certain rules where maybe ended extra innings, who knows, and they just ended in a tie like football. And 1962, the inception of the New York Mets, 40-120-1.
Nice.
So those are all the finishes for the records of those seasons when the Mets started 9-19. Mets have scored 2 or fewer runs in half their games, 14 of 28. 14 games out of 28, they've scored 2 or fewer runs. They've scored 1 or fewer runs, so 1 or 0, in 10 of 28 games, now have the fewest runs scored in the major leagues. Next line.
Beautiful.
There are automatic outs up and down the lineup. The pitching rotation is slim to none. Can we just put it to fucking rest? Kodai Senga sucks.
Yep.
He's cooked. He's
Done.
not good. Okay?
Get him out.
Save it with, he had a great first half. He was averaging 4 2/3 innings. That can be the equivalent of a long innings man out of the bullpen. You're not a long innings man. You're a starter. The guy sucks. I'm watching him pitch once again, going full count with every batter. If his ghost fork isn't even close to what it's supposed to be, he's screwed.
He has nothing.
He's not good. Cooked. The bullpen is a mishmash of hope, prospect, successful past, and prayer to God. That's what the bullpen is. Okay? The closer role is an inevitable issue. Yeah, Edwin Diaz is hurt for the Dodgers. But we knew if they weren't re-signing Edwin Diaz and they were bringing back Devin Williams, we knew there was going to be a big, big problem. Okay? the airbender, shitbender, fuckbender, whatever you want to call it. It's not cutting it. And he bends but doesn't break. If I got to keep hearing that from Gary Cohen every time he's on the mound, just stop playing the guy. Okay? And there is no plan or answer to fix this imploding team. None.
Trying to warn you.
At least David Stearns doesn't have it. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did.
Trying.
But with every baseball team, because it's so damn long, 162 games, people have hope. But hope has essentially ran out. And if there is any, it's a sliver and it's as thin as ice. Okay? This is something I want people to understand. And I have to put this out there because it's very important. And this is where really fans have come to realization on this, because they now have an owner that spends a ton of money and they have the highest payroll in baseball, and they haven't had it this high ever. The Mets have been playing baseball since 1962. They have only made the playoffs back-to-back years twice. 1999 and 2000, and 2015 and 2016. Other than that, no other time have they made it back-to-back years. We thought maybe it would have been the third time last year, but they didn't make it. They were one game out, and they didn't qualify. They have only made the World Series twice since 1986. Okay? 2000, 2015. That's it. Both didn't end well. Both ended in 5 games. Okay? They're still paying Bobby Bonilla every July 1st until 2035. They have gone through manager after manager, GM after GM, and now owner after owner at this point, and it does not matter how much money the Mets front office spends. The answers still aren't there. When are you going to figure it out is the biggest question everyone keeps asking. When is it going to get figured out? David Stearns, say what you want, you failed this organization with your nerdy analytics, and there is no path to ending this futility anytime soon. The team is just straight futility. It's the best way to put it.
That is true.
You're constantly losing, and you don't have an answer. There's no clear path. Don't tell me in the fucking press conference with that stupid smirk on your face that your defense has looked better and you fought. There's hard work. We don't care about that because the results aren't there. They're not there. You're 9-19. You're tied for the worst record in the major leagues with the Phillies. Here's the only good news I got. Bo Bichette, you don't got to worry about getting booed in Philly, because if you were in Philly, you'd have the same record. And you'd be sitting in the dugout having the same puss on your face that you had the other day sitting in the Mets dugout after the Colorado Rockies swept your ass. It's the only benefit I got for you. Because the Phillies are also 9-19. And they just came off a 9-10 game losing streak, whatever it was. Okay? So, with all that being said, with this season deeming a massive failure, of course, I would fire Carlos Mendoza sooner or later, which I think if the Mets get swept by the Nationals to end this homestand, you got to let the guy go. You can't even wait until May 1st.
I mean, I hate to cut you off, but I mean, look at the Red Sox. Look what they just did. They didn't fire just a manager. They fired the whole damn staff.
The whole staff. After scoring 17 runs. They scored 17 runs. I mean,
what are the Mets waiting for at this point?
If you get swept by the Nationals, you got to fire the guy. It's perfect. The season ends. The season did end. The series ends April 30th. May 1st, you have a new series in LA. That's perfect. April 30th, they lose. They get swept by the Nats. Thanks for everything, Carlos. Sayonara. Adios. Buena suerte. Buenos, dias. Buenos noches, whatever you want to say. See you later. Goodbye. Okay? Call up Ryan Clifford and Jonah Tong because you really got nothing to lose. Now, I wrote this, but the Mets did it back at I think they did it 11:30 this morning. I wrote promote A.J. Ewing to AAA. They did that already, so that's a check. Thank God. At least they did something right because he was absolutely raking in AA. And if Jacob Reimer, who hasn't played that well in AA, but if he starts to play better in AA, promote his ass too.
Yep.
Carlos Mendoza aside, you have nothing to lose. You have already lost enough at this point because your season's a disgrace. You're completely lost, and you're already going to lose your manager. So after you lose him, now you really got nothing to lose.
Nope.
Give the young guys a chance. Carson Bench is already playing better with the consistent playing time he is getting. My uncle even said it last night. His at-bats look better. He's actually going the other way, which he's born to do. He's meant to do that. That's his talent. I said this in the reel that I posted. It's like a portfolio manager. If your clients aren't making money, you have to change your investment strategy. It's time to change your strategy here. Okay? Your clients are your fans. They're investing a ton of money to go out and see your workers play, which are your players. Okay? Your workers are your players. They're not getting what they're paying for, which are the wins. They're not getting it. So it's time to change your strategy if you're the Mets front office. Free agency spending should be looked at as a premium this upcoming winter, with the exception of maybe Tarek Skubal.
Yep.
That's really the only guy. But you spend all this money, that's not working. It's not, right, Dom? It's not working. So you got to look into the farm system. You could say they have talent. They paid who they could in free agency. Here's more guys in free agency. If his name ain't Tarek Skubal, I don't want to hear it. You got to start using your farm system now because you've spent the money you spent. The luxury tax for this organization is through the fucking roof. Through the goddamn roof. The amount of money that Steve Cohen's had to take out of his bank account from .72 is through the roof.
Yep.
It don't matter that he saw 17% returns last year. It don't matter.
Nope.
They're at like 13% of the luxury tax. Do you folks know how much money that is that you have to put away to the MLB and to other teams who are way below you in payroll salary? It's exorbitant. It's huge.
Huge.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, you watch the dugout and you watch how these guys play. I mean, it's exactly what I said last week. It's an island of misfit toys. These guys look like they don't even know their last name, middle name, first name, their full name, period. They just look like they're going their own speed, and they're just going through the motions. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the only friendship that I see is maybe like, I don't know, Soto and like Alvarez and like Beatty and Vientos. That's really all I see. And speaking of Mark Vientos, trade his ass too. Get him out. I can't watch him play baseball anymore.
Traded.
Huh?
That's who you predicted who was going to get traded.
Yeah.
Before the season started.
And right now, at the rate this is going, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be on the trading block. A lot of people.
Yep.
Obviously, the Mets designated Tommy Pham, but he designated him for assignment. That wasn't a surprise. Guy looked freaking piss poor awful. Couldn't even get a hit to save his life. At least he walked the other day. I was shocked he even drew a walk. But, you know, Carlos Mendoza is going to be speaking tomorrow at 4 p.m., his usual time. So the move is not going to be coming right now. But again, if they get swept by the Nationals to finish his homestand, he's got to get fired. There's no excuse. So that leads me to my last point in question. Who are you? What in the world is your identity? Who are you?
None.
Because I'm going to be honest with you. Fans can't relate to much if they don't know what your identity is. You don't really have a lot of homegrown talent. You traded 3 of those guys away. Now, granted, yes, I said, oh, that's fine. They're not winning, which is true. They didn't bring us anything. right? They didn't, they weren't serious winning players, which is bringing home a ring, and they missed the playoffs more than half of making it. More than half the time they missed the playoffs than making it. So who are you? Because we don't know who the Mets are. So we're going to go out to Citi Field, spend our hard-earned money on games, and then we're going to look around and say, well, what is this team known for? And everyone's going to say, I don't know. Oh, there's another strikeout of Vientos. There's another strikeout of Brett Beatty. Who are you? What is your identity? People can't relate to you. So teams are losing interest.
Nope.
Fans. Fans are losing interest because they can't describe who you are. And they don't know what they're getting when they show up to the ballpark. What are we going to see today? I don't know. I was told when I played sports, I played mostly soccer out of anything. I was always told a coach, and Dom, I'm sure you've heard this because you played baseball a lot when you were a kid. Your coach wants this. If you're going to work 75% hard, at least he gets that on a consistent basis. But if you're going to show up to practice in the game that day and he doesn't know what to get, he doesn't know if he's going to get 25% Dom or 100% Dom, he'd rather have 75% Dom every day more than having the inconsistent Dom of one day being 25%, the other day being 75 or 100.
Absolutely.
But us fans, we don't know what we're getting when we showed up to the ballpark. That's where identity comes in. The Mets don't have it. So somebody answer me the question, if you can, in the comments or even while you're listening to this podcast. Who the fuck are you? Who are the
Nope.
Mets?
Answer that question because they don't even know.
They don't even know. So I don't think no one should be able to answer that question. But that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it at a point in question. What is your identity? Who the fuck are you?
Yep.
And maybe I have an answer for you next Monday. Highly unlikely, but maybe I'll have an answer for it next Monday. Right now, not a chance. That's it. I'm done.
That was a good one. Round of applause. That was a good one.
Can't do it. Can't keep doing it every Monday.
Clip the whole thing. Put on Instagram, clip the whole goddamn thing.
Wish I could make it a reel, but it's just I'll have to seriously shrink it to like a minute and a half. But maybe we haven't had a lot of FTV snippets. We haven't had one in a long time. I think since like Mets Hot Stove or the Mets and Yankees Hot Stove. So maybe I'll make that into an FTV snippet. I think that's maybe snippet worthy, but
that's definitely snippet worthy.
Can't do it every Monday.
No.
Just can't. So I've said enough. Dom, please go ahead. Talk about the Yankees. At least they win 18-10. At least they win. Somebody wins around here.
I'm not really going to go through every game, especially since we swept the Red Sox, which really isn't a great accomplishment either. It's cool that we're the biggest rivalry in sports, arguably, maybe not, whoever the fuck you want to talk to, but we're up there. When it comes to rivalries and shit, and we swept them, and it always feels so good. Hate to break it to you though, and I mean, I don't even think I'm breaking this to anyone. The Red Sox are goddamn awful.
Yeah.
And I know this because I also have Roman Anthony on my fucking fantasy team, and he's fucking me over so bad. So bad. I drafted this guy in the 3rd round because I thought that he was actually going to do something this year, especially after what happened in fucking World Baseball Classic. I thought he was going to have an amazing year, and he's screwed me over so bad. But anyway, how about Cam Schlittler? How about Cam Schlittler, bro?
Dude, he was getting stuff thrown at him in the bullpen.
They're throwing stuff at his mother. They're literally like talking shit to his mother.
Sick.
Meanwhile, if the people who are watching that don't know, Cam Schlittler is born and raised in Massachusetts. I mean, I don't know where. I don't know. Maybe Boston, maybe not. I don't know. And honestly, I don't care. I'm just glad that he's on the Yankees.
Yeah.
Because this guy is, I'm going to say the S word now. He's a star.
Mm-hmm.
He is an absolute star. He could have had a really shit game against the Red Sox, with all the nerves coming in. This is his favorite team growing up. When it comes to the Red Sox, going there when he's a kid, going there with his family to have some good memories, especially in Boston, because they have amazing memories of winning millions of fucking championships around baseball, basketball, football, especially football, hockey. That's a sports state right there, if you ask me. But he threw 8 innings, five Ks, gave up, I think, 2 runs, nothing. Do you know what Cam Schindler has? He has the fuck you attitude.
No, yes.
That's what he has.
Yes.
He has go fuck yourself. I don't care. I don't care that I've lived here my whole life, and I don't care if the fans that I've grew up to love are literally booing me now and roasting me and my mother and my family. Go fuck yourself. I'm going to still do my thing and make you pay. And that's exactly what he did. He is a bona fide star. And also, I'm so glad I have him on my fantasy team because he's been saving me a lot, by the way, because I have some shitty players on my team that are doing bad. So thank God for him when it comes to that, right? But that was mostly the main highlight of that series. And that's all I really have to talk about anyway when it comes to that series. And also besides Jazz Chisholm hitting his first home run, right, against the Red Sox. And then he hit one the next day or the day after against the Houston Astros. My plan is working.
Remarkable.
Hit 30 more home runs so we can fucking trade you. Please. Please. Jazz, you're heating up at the perfect time. The exact perfect time. Keep doing this. Keep stealing bases. Keep hitting home runs. Put the ball in play so we can goddamn trade you. Because there's no way you're getting $30 million a fucking year from not even fucking Warren Buffett. All right? Not even from Stevie. Not even from nobody. All right?
No way.
From no one. I don't care how rich you are. Pat Riley, don't care. Not getting it from a single goddamn person. So good luck, and I hope you get traded to the fucking Rockies or some shit, because that's where you fucking belong, right? That's one positive thing. Well, 2 positive things. The third positive thing, Jose Caballero, he's hot. He's hotter than fucking, what does the announcer say? The NBA announcer, he's hotter than fish grease.
That's right. Yes.
What I don't know his name. I forgot his name. Not coming to my head right now. But he is hot as fish grease. And this is also a weird time for that. Anthony Volpe might be coming back this week.
Praise the
This
Lord.
is the time when you do it, either this week or next week. I gotta hold on. I'm sorry. I should
Praise
have
the
this
Lord.
written down, but I don't. But let me.
Anthony Volpe coming back has got to be the bane of any Yankee fan's existence. I mean,
This is terrible.
it's just that's actually a damper on anyone's mood in terms of how the Yankees have been playing, especially with these last 2 series. I mean, terrible.
He's expected to rejoin the Yankees between Wednesday and Thursday of this week.
So in 2 days, 3 days.
2 or 3 days.
That sucks.
That's the worst news that we could fucking hear in all of New York, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. Worse than the Mets.
I read a tweet, and it was probably the greatest tweet I've ever seen in my life. Someone said, Mondani, what are you going to do to get Volpe to not be on this team? That's your next job. That's your next assignment.
Oh, boy.
That's your next assignment. That was an amazing tweet, and I hope they get 1 million likes on that tweet, because that made my day. So good job of whoever tweeted that. So that's some bad news there. Max Fried did his thing, right? Did his thing. Aaron Judge, on and off as usual. He gets his hits. He gets his strikeouts. You know what? He is who he is, and I'm happy he's on the team. I wish he struck out less, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. Fucking deal with it, all right? I'm sick of the bitching from people. What do you expect from him? What do you expect? 100 home runs this time instead of 52? Like, really? Like, come on, grow up, please, right? Giancarlo Stanton 2 days ago goes on. Well, he's not on the IL yet, but he got hurt running the bases. What a big fucking surprise that is, right?
Here we go.
I'm blown away. This guy never gets hurt. I can't believe it. Can't fucking believe it. Unbelievable. Can't believe this happened. He's the healthiest guy I've ever fucking been around with the
Hey,
Yankees.
you can't open up a bag of chips, Tom. You knew he was gonna get hurt. Come on, pal.
Somehow it's not the elbows because he has 2 tennis elbows, but for somehow he hurts his fucking hamstring.
No,
That's beyond me.
I
That's
don't know.
beyond me, right? Ahmed Rosario, great. He's doing great in the leadoff spot. He's honestly anywhere you put him, he's hitting, putting the ball in play.
Mm-hmm.
You have him and Caballero, and then yet they're gonna suffer because of fucking Anthony Volpe. It's horrible.
Good old Tony
That's
V.
horrible.
Good old Tony V, baby.
It's good old fucking Aaron Boone too because he's in love with this kid. I don't
That's
know
right.
why. I, I think he's more in love with him than his fucking wife is. I don't know. It's fucking terrible. But there's been a lot of good things to say about this Yankee team the past 2 series. Even though Luis Gil got promoted down, going back to AAA off that horrendous fucking start.
Let me.
In the last game of the series against the Astros, god awful. But I hate to break it to you, he wasn't ready from the jump. He wasn't
No.
ready in spring training. Even when he was hurt, he was trying to build his way back up. They tried to force him in, wasn't ready. Kept him in AAA. Tried to bring him up quick, didn't work out. Even though he didn't pitch that bad against the Red Sox, but it's the fucking Red Sox.
So I want to ask you a question about Luis Gil. Obviously, you knew he wasn't ready, right? This demotion now to the minors. So, do you think that's going to help him? Like, where do you think Luis Gil is at? Do you think he could still be an effective pitcher for the Yankees? Do you think this demotion will check him back into gear and he'll come back up, maybe say in a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, and he'll be effective in the rotation? Like, how do you deem Luis Gil right now as a Yankees pitcher?
Well, first off, I think he's still hurt,
Okay.
number one. So it all depends on how he heals up and how he's gonna do because his velocity dropped again.
Mm-hmm.
It dropped in the beginning of the year, then went back up, then dropped again. So obviously something's going on, and also it could be maybe like mechanical issues too. I'm seeing reports on maybe like he's having more of a weirder release point. It doesn't look the same as how it usually is. So it even maybe could be a technical issue with his release point. But let's say he does come back 100% healthy.
Mm-hmm.
He might not even have we might not have any room in the starting rotation with Garrett Cole, with Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Cam Schlittler. Hopefully Ryan Weathers does good. If he's doing good, he'll stay there. If not, he's going to the bullpen.
Yeah.
And then we also have Will Warren, who has
Right.
been pitching decent.
Right.
So if he comes back, he's going to the bullpen.
Hmm.
But
Interesting.
also at the same time, we do need help in the bullpen, but we do have a lot of arms in the bullpen as well.
Mm-hmm.
So also, I don't know, the way that David Bednar's been pitching, he might not even make it through a whole goddamn year. Seems like he's pitching every damn day. So they got to chill out with him. Put Camilo Duvall in to close some games, please, or someone else. Because
Yeah.
he needs to rest. The
Mm-hmm.
way that they're throwing him, I'm worried.
Yeah.
I'm very worried.
Hmm.
So we got to see when it comes to Luis Gil, when it comes to his health, number
Mm-hmm.
one.
Mm-hmm.
But and also depends when, because possibly this month Rodon will come back. Well, this month as in May, which is going to be in a couple of days, and then either late May or maybe like early to mid June, Cole will be back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Okay.
little difficult to say there, but those
Mm-hmm.
are definitely the options when it comes to Luis Gil.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else? That was really the only question I had for you. Anything else you have to say about the Yanks, or good to move on?
I mean, also, it's just really annoying because I know that they would never move. I mean, I've said this in a couple of episodes, but in my mind, I don't know. Call me smart, call me stupid. Let me know in the comments. I know it will never happen, but Anthony Volpe will be so much better off at second.
I
And it was because he barely even has the arm to even make it from short. That's
put
number one.
Jazz at third, kick
Jazz at
McMahon
third.
out of the
Ryan
lineup.
McMahon is an idiot.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah.
he hit another home run, right? Congratulations. In fucking Minute Maid Park, which is the shortest left field probably
Mhm.
in the league. Good
Mhm.
job. I'm so happy for you. Like, bro, you cannot be on this team.
Mhm.
I don't care if you have 17 gold gloves, or platinum glove. I don't care. You got to hit the goddamn ball. Put Jazz at third. Put Jazz at third.
So
Things would be better. I mean, he's not a better fielder than McMahon, but he still is a good fielder. And Jazz, if he's getting hot, perfect.
mm.
Hey, you never know, right, McMahon? You'll get your job back because we better be trading this fucking guy, Jazz, by the trade deadline. So you'll get your job back. Don't worry. But
So
in my perfect world, Anthony Volpe, as much as I don't even want him to play, he will play. Put him at second base,
huh,
please. Jose Caballero looks perfectly fine at short,
okay.
but
So
I know that will never happen.
mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
that's all I really have to say when it comes to the Yankees. A lot of
Ryan
good,
McMahon, what do you say?
a lot of good things happened in this series. But both series with the Red Sox and the Astros, I was pretty impressed, especially when it came to the Astros series. I mean, Alvarez did good in the last game of the series, but I think every single person on that team did. But he didn't really do much. He didn't really do a whole lot, and so I was
Yeah,
surprised. I thought
Yordan.
he was gonna hit a million home runs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, they kept him in check. That was important because yeah, he before that series he was raking, just hitting everything. Didn't matter
yeah,
if the ball was in the dirt.
he's the MVP right now.
Yeah, he is, without a doubt. So okay, so yeah, the Ryan McMahon thing. He's never really been a great hitter. He's always been known for his glove. But rapid fire question, just answer with a name. Giancarlo Stanton lands on the IL. Who's the DH?
Jason Dominguez got called up. I forgot to mention that.
That's what
Or
I
did I?
thought.
I think
Okay.
I don't know if I forgot.
I'm gonna be
Bad
honest.
by me.
I didn't even know if he got called up. I assumed that was gonna be the case.
He got called up yesterday, and he's gonna be the DH
There you go. That's what I figured. You know what? That's good for him. Let's see.
because he can't fucking field, so you might as well just hit him.
That's what I
He's
mean.
he's
So I
and he's a switch hitter.
right. I think this is a great opportunity for him.
Yeah.
All right, great. So that's everything in the MLB. Take a seat. Let's predict now. We're already at the hour and approaching the hour and 38 mark. We'll try to keep this fairly quick. Knicks versus Hawks, game 5 at MSG tomorrow night, Tuesday. Of course, this episode will be out before the 8 p.m. game. Game 6 at State Farm Arena in Atlanta. That's on Thursday. Forget what time that game is at. Maybe it's another 7 p.m.
No,
game. I'd have to look
it
for
says
that.
TBD.
It's TBD. Okay. Hoping that is the last game. The Knicks, hopefully, if the Knicks win Tuesday, tomorrow night, then they will close out the series in Atlanta. Don't really want to see a game 7. But if there is, game 7 will be at MSG on Saturday. That is also TBD. They don't know what time that's at. They also don't know what network that game's going to be on. If there, well, not if, there
Or
will be.
wait for
Thursday game
Thursday?
will be on, I'm sorry?
We talking about for Thursday?
No, Thursday. No, I'm talking about game 7. Game 7
Oh,
is not
oh,
on
oh.
network. Game 7 doesn't have a network. Game 6 is on ESPN. Game 5 is on NBC.
Yeah.
So, Dom, you go first. What is your prediction for this week? Series will be over before next episode.
Yeah, we're winning both games. We're winning both. If we lose any of these games, I'll be so shocked, and I'm sorry I even made a goddamn prediction in the first place. But I can't see, especially with the adjustments that they made in Game 4. It doesn't seem like they have an answer. The Hawks.
Hmm.
If they do the exact same thing in Game 4, in 5, and 6, then we got the series wrapped up. But you never know. At the end of the day, it's the playoffs. So, but
Hmm.
I'll predict that we're winning both games, and it will be in 6 and not 7.
Okay. Yeah, I'm saying it's in 7.
In 7.
Unfortunately, I hope I'm wrong. I'll happily be wrong, obviously. I just think either C.J. McCollum, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, Jalen Johnson. I think one of these cats is going to come to play in Game 6. Not so much tomorrow night, but I think on Thursday. And I don't know. We haven't seen consistent, fantastic play against real good teams over 500 on a consistent basis at all in the regular season. And I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't happen again here in this series. So I'm going to say this goes 7, and the Knicks have to play the whole extent of the series and they wrap it up, at home, Game 7 at MSG on Saturday, unfortunately. But I hope you're right and I'm wrong. That would be great.
For sure.
And it wouldn't surprise me if it gets done in 6 and not 7, but it still also wouldn't surprise me if I'm right and it goes the whole 7-game series. Yankees and Mets. Dom, you go first. Yankees are at Rangers starting tonight, 3 games, and then they are at home against the Orioles, 4 games, Friday to Monday. So we are actually going to predict, because we're going to go through the whole extent of the series. We are going to predict next Monday as well. So 7 games, 7-game week. Dom, you can give your prediction for those 7 games. What do you got?
So for the Rangers, I think we'll go 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
We will go 2-1 against the Rangers. I mean, this is going to be a great matchup. Schlittler against DeGrom tomorrow. That's going to be an awesome game to watch. The first game is Freed against Jack Leiter Jr. I think we got that one in the bag,
Mm-hmm.
especially with Freed. And that'll be Will Warren against Nathan Eovaldi. And every time I bet against Nathan Eovaldi, I lose. So I will not do it this time, and I'll say we'll lose that game. That's the last game of the series. And then when it comes to the Orioles, I'll say we'll win 3 out of those 4 games. The Orioles are not looking good, really. They're 13 and 15. They're either really hot or they're really awful. And on paper, they should have one of the best records in the league. I don't think anyone expected them to be 13 and 15 in what was that, 28 games? I don't think anyone was expecting that. And so we'll go 3-1 in that series against the Orioles.
So overall, you're going 5-2.
5-2.
Okay. Solid. That's another winning week. Winning, over 500 record week for the Yankees. So for the Mets, obviously, this national series is the most important to Carlos Mendoza. This is literally managing for your job starting tomorrow night. They just played the Colorado Rockies. Yes, granted, the Rockies beat the Dodgers on Saturday and Sunday
I can't believe that.
this past weekend. But you played against Jose Quintana, who was up there in age and was an ex-Met, not pitching great. He was doing all right, but that's a guy you should hit. And the Rockies, right now, their team ERA is about a 4.4, and you got swept by him. And the Nationals' pitching is just dreadful. Their offense is good, but their pitching is not good. I'm gonna say it just based off of what I saw against Colorado. I say the Mets don't win a single game against the Nationals because once the Mets are down a couple of runs and the Nationals offense can hit and they can produce runs more now than ever, as recent as what, 3 to 5 years ago, essentially. I think the Mets get swept by the Nationals. Carlos Mendoza gets fired after the National Series, right before they get on the plane to go to LA to play the Angels. I say the Mets get 1 game against LA because new coach, motivation. They want to win. But I say the Mets go 1-5 on this week. They lose 2 out of 3 to the Angels, and they get swept by the Nationals starting tomorrow night. And Carlos Mendoza finally gets fired after Thursday's loss. So That's my prediction. It's not good, but that's what I'm giving.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even just the Mets now. It's all the bad coaches. You know,
Mhm.
the Red Sox started a bad trend, and I don't know. This might go on for a while. You never know. Obviously with the Mets, like what you just said, James Woods crushing it. C.J. Abrams is probably having the best season of his career so far, and their pitching is really not that bad either. And I didn't really think the Washington Nationals pitching was going to be that great this year, but they're doing pretty solid. And there's a good amount of bad teams in the MLB right now, so we'll
Well,
see. We'll
Mets are
see what
one of them.
happens in the next. I don't know, maybe the next few days, next
Yeah.
month,
Yeah.
definitely before the All-Star break, because the All-Star break will be here before you know it.
Yeah. No, the Nationals pitching just hasn't been keeping up with their offense. But it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what gets thrown at the Mets right now, they can't hit, period, and they just don't look like the offensive prowess that we thought they were going to be, especially from opening day when they scored 11 runs and chased Paul Skeens out in the first inning, on 37 pitches, only recording, one out, if that, maybe none, if I can remember. But all right, that's everything for our predictions. Now, episode wrap up. Dom, do you have anything else to say before I wrap up today's episode?
Cat. Cat, this is on you. Take us to the second round.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say it, but let's say we do. I think that we're gonna win this series, but we're gonna have a whole lot of shit coming our way. Second round.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be such a big adjustment. I mean, at least last year, right? The Pistons were such a physical team that it's like, all right, like that's like a warm up for just like a
Yeah.
more skilled team and they're
Yes.
less physical, but they're way more skilled. But
Mm-hmm.
the fact that we can, we got the tough skin that we can do this. Yeah, Atlanta, I don't even know what the fuck they are. I mean, I don't even know. It's just a whole bunch of random players who
Mm-hmm.
play good defense. They don't really have an identity, but
Right.
you know, this second round, let's say we do get to the second round, it's going to be way harder than last year.
Hmm.
I'm putting that out there now,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
especially because it's a new updated team. And I know Hartford last year did good, but they have Vucevic now, and I'll take him over 37-year-old Hartford. So
Hmm.
that's my thing about the Knicks. The
Hartford.
Yank
Al Horford.
Hartford, Al Horford, Hartford, whatever the college, whatever. When it comes to the Yankees, Jazz, keep doing what you're doing. We gotta trade you. This needs to happen before the trade deadline. Volpe, stay down. Don't come back. Please don't come back. I don't want to see your face anymore. I'm sick of you. Thing is, do you know what's crazy? Maybe this girl is listening to this. The thing is, she has the same last name as him, but I don't know if they're related.
Oh.
If you're watching this, I'm sorry that I'm talking bad about your family member Anthony Volpe, but he's not good. I'm sorry. He got to stay down. He needs to he
Yeah.
needs to stay down there.
Guy sucks.
Not good. Uh, ask the 5 million Yankee fans around the world; they'll say the same thing.
Of
When it
course.
comes to the Giants, we killed it in the draft. This is John Harbaugh's team.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I trust him. I I haven't felt this way since I don't even know what. Maybe the first year of Brian Daboll,
Mm-hmm.
probably.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the last time I felt this good about a team coming into a season. We got everything that we needed. Everything. Every position we needed, and we got good talent at all those positions. So I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, like I say, they are scratch offs, but on paper, it looks great. But I'm
Yeah.
so not gonna buy into those training camp bullshit videos. I'm not doing it. I'll never do it. I'll never fall for those bullshit training camp videos.
Mm-hmm.
But the Giants, I just cannot wait to go see some games this year.
No, they're going to be a fun team to watch, I think. With Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, Malik Neighbors when he comes back. their draft selections, those players. Yeah, I think they're going to be fun to watch. For me, the Knicks, just very simple. I'm going to keep all this very simplistic. The Knicks, play how you played in game 4, bottom line, and you will win in 6, no problem. And you'll win the last 2 games by double digits. The Jets, yes, picks were great, but folks, I would keep it loose with this upcoming season. These picks are more for the 2027 draft and beyond, when you will most likely get a top 5 pick and draft a QB. So, yes, I think a lot of those draft picks from this past draft are starters, but I would keep it loose for this upcoming season. And the Mets, very simple. I do suspect Carlos Mendoza will be gone after they get swept by the Nationals, and he'll be gone first thing Thursday night, Friday morning, whatever the case may be. And he'll be let go, and Kai Correa, the bench coach, will take over, which, by the way, I said in a reel a while back. I said it when it was the Monday episode before opening day. If the Mets don't start off hot, which obviously they are dreadful and tied for the worst record in the major leagues with the Phillies, you'll hear a lot of boos, and Mendoza will be gone, and Kai Correa will take over, and that's who will be the manager for the rest of the year. And I think it will happen this upcoming Thursday night or Friday morning, whichever. Don't care which one it is. So I think watch out for that. Mendoza will be let go when the Mets get swept by the Nationals. That's everything for me. Tom, anything else?
All good, brother.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you to everyone for tuning into today's episode of the FTB podcast on either YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Be sure to like this episode and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss any of our shows. See you folks on Tuesday. Peace.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.